Important discovery I've made ahead of the next episode. Dan Kemp, I was just playing around with the last game. I brought him on the field. I'm like, oh man, guy looks really small compared to everybody else. Well, that's because he's bloody 5'3", 120 pounds. Why I brought in this guy without paying attention? I don't know. I think I'll certainly have to check going forward. But I can't really have a 5'3" player on my team whenever trying to win headers in the air. Not bad by any means. A good player. It just so happens in the roles in the midfielder as a striker, he can't do it. His jumping reach and heading are awful. He's 5'3". But I think I'm going to be trying to look to move him on as soon as possible. And we'll see. Now on to the true episode. A quick funny note, I've got a couple of interview opportunities that I obviously declined since I'm staying at this club. However, Gateshead and FC Halifax in the National League that I'm currently on top of think that I'm worthy of a job interview. Of course I am. I'm destroying this league because I'm such a good coach. For some reason, they think that that's the standard of club that I should go to. Almost offended. Hello and welcome to today's video. Last we left off, I think we had played some higher up teams in the division. Been a short bit for me at the very least. Somewhere back here we played against, I don't know, Notts County and Gateshead, I believe. Since then, the form has been, it was going good, and then it just stopped being good. Occasionally we'll come out and beat teams pretty handily, but most of these losses in here, this one, those are, majority of the points that the enemy scored are by penalties. This is also the only match where I really felt like we got thumped, but we gave away 2 penalties in it, so what am I to think? This match, however, we just couldn't seem to score a goal. One thing we do have is the curse of the center backs. We have a bunch of good center backs in the squad, brought in some new ones as well, but no matter what we do, whoever's not Levi Lang seems to be playing badly. We just can't seem to get one playing well. So it's that guy's playing poorly, he's not been playing particularly well, and he's generally coming off the bench at the various backs, but it just doesn't seem to be going well. We're trying to sort it out. We are still top of the National League, 2 points clear of the play-in, or playoffs, 7 points clear of falling out of that. So we have a solid lead ahead of everybody else, and I think we still can get automatically promoted. We stand a good chance of doing so. On the schedule today is the FA Cup first round versus Ebbsfleet. We pretty easily passed Billericay K by using a rotated side, so that was no big deal. But Ebbsfleet today, they are in our division. We have beat them, we beat them 2-0 not too long ago at home. However, we will be away today, so there's, a non-zero chance that we lose given our form, but I am playing the starters, try and get them just fit and ready and scoring the ball again. After that, we'll be at home against Bromley. Bromley being 5th place in the National League, so it will be a decent challenge. They have a decent chance of actually coming up and challenging us. A couple of changes to the team then. First off, new boy Hilton. This boy is incredible. First off, he can play really wherever we want along the right side, along the middle to attack, whatever. But most importantly, he is a good national player and 5-star potential ability, good Skybet champion player. He's at the very least, he's under contract for at least 3 seasons. He's going to be incredible. He's going to be here for a long time, and he's only under contract as an impact sub. Being paid £350 a week. I think that might be the only one that is majorly important. We also brought in another player, Harry Ransom. I don't know if you saw this or not. 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. £375 a week from League 2, League 1, just kind of kicking around all over the place. We believe he can be a decent championship level player, because apparently 4.5 stars is where we think that is nowadays. Fiddling around with all the various rotations, we have been selling off players. If we go to the transfer window, go to transfer history, we have sold off Owen Hasketh, David Amandu, Matt Richardson, Bobby Kwama, just basically all of the players who aren't playing for us. We're getting their salaries off the books. We're not worried about it. Looking to bring in a few other players. Ransom, Kalani Barton is a right back, who apparently is in our youngster squad. Not much. We are still looking to bring in one more player. We are trying to bring in this guy, a striker in on loan, who can also play on either wing if we really want to. But he's excellent. He'll be on loan till the end of the season for basically nothing. I think it's like 200 pounds a week. Speaking of money, we are well under our salary cap. We can fiddle with this if we want. If we see players come across our desk that are incredible, we sign them. We pounce. So with that all being said, let us jump right into today's game and hope come out with a strong start and showing against these people. So as it stands, our midfield is set, our back line is set. The only area we really need to look to improve is our offense. Our offense just we don't have that key attacking player like Jeffers was for us last year that will score a goal no matter what, almost. So we need to find someone like that that'll stay with us permanently with potential to grow with the club as we advance in the divisions, or we're stuck in here for another year. Whatever ends up happening to us, we'll be fine with. But some games, we just can't seem to do anything. Other games, we can. I don't know what the cause is. It might have something to do actually with enemy formation. I need to said it before, really start paying attention to enemy formations to see if there's certain team styles that we're struggling against. Because maybe it's something like this winger system, where for whatever reason our wingbacks are not as effective, and focusing the play as we have has been bad for us. Would you send it back that way? We've been winning a lot. We've been losing a lot. We don't draw many games. There are very few games that we draw. What was that kind of cross? At least it ends up back with Linton on the other side. Decides to send it to the midfield. And Larson to chase. Julian Larson. He doesn't score buckets or goals for fun, but he comes out some games and just decides to score one or two here and there. And he looks good doing it, like something like this. He didn't quite know if it was possible, but he decided to challenge the goalkeeper, who was a bit sleepy on the job. He just basically headbutted that ball down to the ground, putting us 1-0 up in this competition. Yep. See? The center back curse. Lawrence is having a horrible game. I don't know why. Oh goodness, Wilson is injured. We have 5 substitutions today. Ben Wilson. This not correctly. We can bring him off. Bring in Danny Kemp, the 5'3" guy. He for whatever reason, he comes in regularly to play as the pressing forward. He just runs around and tries to get the ball back. He does his thing. Hear any snoring? That is my dog. Not far. Oh my goodness, that was very close. He's asleep just a few feet away from me. Not me, I promise. Okay. I was trying to be quiet so that dog would hopefully quiet down a bit. Mundell now with a great opportunity. It bounces off a defender, but Julian Larson, it's just, keep in mind, 6th goal of the season. We're like a third of the way through the season. He's only scored 6. He's not great. It's okay, and that's the best all I can say. Scoreboard reflects how good we've been doing. Have been dominating them. Hopefully that injury on Wilson was nothing too bad. Oh wow, that keeper came out very far. Why? Apparently he wanted to say hello to our keeper. Pick it out. Into now. Hilton. That's going to be a connection that's going to happen regularly. Liang. Turner. Send it over to the right wing now with Moore. Moore still our highest paid player of the club. There are a few contracts that I really just botched over the summer. One of our bench players is being paid way too much. We have someone... We'll take a look at that after this game, if I remember to do so, but there are a few that I just kind of bottled and paid way too much money for. But since we still have budget left at this point in time, not too hard done by that. We're just looking for strikers. So, we'll see what happens. Currently 2-0 up in this game, though. Looking at 60 minutes, start bringing off a couple of people. They're having a bad game. Lawrence is having a bad game, so Ransom's coming on for him. Moore, or I guess Moore's a little bit tired, so we'll swap him out. And anybody else looking tired? Street is. We can bring on Wayne Barley, who is a lone player who comes in just kind of whenever. This is one of his first starts. The players we've been selling off have been our fringe bench players. So we've been... Oh, Liang apparently is shattered now. And One substitution left. We can bring on Sam Woods for him. I like the versatility Sam Woods offers. I don't like how much I'm paying him, is the main problem. But this match looks like, oh, not quite over yet. Wrong header there. About half the length of the field. Oh, Handsome, really good with the headers. Now, Larson, is he going to score a hat trick? He is going to score his hat trick. I've not seen that before from him. He only has 6 goals. He decided he wants to score today. I hope he continues trying to do that. That is something completely new to me. Generally does not. Sam Woods now. Somehow getting in there to score. It was disallowed, though. Because our center backs, turns out, don't know how to position for offside very well when they're on the attacking end. Which, understandable. We tried to do it there. Ransom's going to end up with it. Going to send it to no one. Andy. Oh, Andy's on the attack. Go, Andy, go! Go, Andy, go! Nope, Linton now. Cross in, boy. Get the cross in. Nope, sends it to Kemp. Linton, now cross. Kemp, now cross. Where's the cross? Half the time it just goes out way too far. Still not over yet. The enemy team is still trying to pull something back. They want to try and lose us our clean sheet bonus. Finances are no longer looking awful. We're back to the situation where we're at the end of the season, we're looking like we're going to have money in the bank. And so I've been trying to push things through, trying to get training facilities updated, trying to get our professional status updated, just make us better in general. But the board is not having it. Just kind of refused to make any changes because our money is not, we don't have a bloat of money. We just have a fair amount of it. So, yes, salary, that was good. Thinking out loud. Good job, though. Into the next round of the FA Cup. Nice victory. Well done. They like hearing that. They like hearing that a lot. Let's go ahead and continue. We'll check and see also when the next round of the Cup is drawn. I may try and see that. Ben Wilson, 2 to 3 days. Might not be back for the next game. But Teferi Moore could do with a rest. Fortunate. I will deal with that in between. For now, if we look at the squad, we look at salary, we've got Moore, who's being paid the most. He's one of our best players. Levi Lang is being paid quite a bit, but these two, Nico Lawrence, I think I can accept that. He's pretty good with potential to get better. If he fulfills this potential, 4-star, 4.5-star, somewhere in that range, he could look good. Sam Woods, he is not worth the price I'm paying him for. He is older, not quite good enough, and unfortunately he's under contract for a couple of years. After that, I mean, most of that's fine. Julian Larson, I'm paying quite a bit. Ben Wilson plays for us. Linton plays for us. And then the rest of the squad from last year, I'm mostly trying to move on. For example, Jeffers and Roberts, and basically, well, not Roberts, but everybody else. Smith and Jeffers are the main two. However, with that being said, we'll be jumping on to the next game, or the FA Cup draw, whichever comes first. Okay, we're back with the FA Cup second round draw. Just gonna quickly go through this. Newport Salford. We want to advance in the cup, so we really want to get a lower division team. Not hoping to face someone too high. Maybe some League 2 opposition to see how we stack up against them. Maybe if they're lower down in the table. But we are up against Doncaster or Wigan. Don't recognize either of those teams. So I will check afterwards to see how good those are. Let's go ahead and advance to end. Advance. We got Doncaster, who are League 2, or Wigan, who are League 1. Not only are they that, but they're both pretty high up in their division, so at the very least we drew it away. So we will be getting some good money for this if we play against them, but really hoping for a victory. So maybe they'll play a rotated side, we'll play a non-rotated side, and we'll see what happens. Regardless, it will be a good chance to see what's going to happen with our team. Back with the next game soon. Good news and bad news. The good news is we are at home against Bromley, and so a home team gives us an advantage. However, bad news, we are playing a stupidly rotated side today. Because looking at our bench, you can see all our starters are very tired. So we are resting basically everyone who has any fatigue in them, and even some. We've only got a couple of starters in here. Folks, a couple of our strikers. It's not great. Also a situation I've noticed, we are struggling a bit to find left and right backs. I'll be looking to use some of our money that we freed up to look for some of those. Apparently we had gotten rid of some of ours, sold off. I don't know. We don't have them anymore. So we are playing left back. We have Osa Solomon, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He's a youngster on a non-contract. We may give him a contract, we might not. It kind of depends. Andy is at the other back. Lawrence and Ransom are the center backs. We've seen them before. They're quite good. Ransom apparently is no longer a half-star. Fortunate folks are still in goal. We've got Woods, Gaspar, and Gower in the center. You've not seen Luigi Gaspar. He's on loan for us. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Woods is that player who can kind of play wherever we want him to in the center to back. Kemp, David Kemp, the short boy, little midget guy. 5'3", 121 pounds. I'll keep saying it because it's still hilarious to me. This guy is a team member for us, but we're going to keep playing him. Apparently, he's worth 24K. Huh. Okay, then. He's going to be joining as the pressing forward up front. Most people are lacking match fitness, and they're going to struggle to see out the full game. That's okay. Our only goal is to not lose today, playing with this horrible team. We win our home games, no excuse. Some of the players were fired. Enough of them, in fact, to not bother me with anything else. So our recent form has been mixed, as I said. But the hope is we can turn it around today, and our bench players can show they deserve playing time. Probably not going to prove that, but Julian Larson proves why he wants to be a scorer. Very nice. Coming in from the corner, just coming straight forward, and then I don't even know how that angle ended up happening. Larson comes forward, kicking the ball, just shoots it. He just hits the top crossbar and clatters down, which goes just over the head of the goalkeeper. Very nice, very nice. A good start. As long as we don't lose this game, 4 points clear at the top with one of our playoff rivals. I will say playoff rivals because that's probably where we're going to end up, because this is I screwed that. I'm not good. Not a very good player. And yep, see, we are not very good players either. A very nice goal by them, but odds are we're going to end up in the playoff. We're probably not going to go up. I've said this all season. We're only expected to bravely battle against relegation. If we get relegated, that's not the end of the world. Whatever happens, happens. Go ahead and shout some encouragement. Center backs are still not doing particularly well. Ransom, I mean, I guess this is a good opportunity for us to see who we actually want to start at center back. Long kick, right to the center, kicking it around quite a bit. And it's going to end up with Andy, Kemp, the short boy, way far forward. Enemy team to chase down. And it's going to send it all the way back to their goalkeeper, Ashby Hammond. I believe he came across my desk at some point earlier in the season, because we already had a very, very good goalkeeper who we wanted to keep in Folks, plus another backup that's 2.5-star current ability with League 1, League 2 potential. We decided not to buy in on another one, especially because we were struggling earlier in the season with Rob Street. Oh, sorry. Rob Street was not struggling. He's been kind of okay. He has these ups and downs. We were struggling to have money until just recently when we started being able to get the newer players, or the older players out, the players that were unhappy. Rob Street, another very sharp angle. If the goalie had just stood there, he probably could have got it, but because he tried to do something fancy, fell over to do it, ended up not making it. Larson now on the attack. Back to Ransom, Gaspar, Lawrence, Gower, all the way up to Solomon. Going to send it forward for Street. Street, cross to Gower, shoots and scores. Jimmy Gower, 4th goal of the season. I think the first 3 of them, though, are penalties, so they really don't count. For whatever reason, he was our best penalty taker for quite a while there. So Solomon to Street, it was a good connection there. I expected something else to happen, but I just saw the ball and ran over to it and realized there was no one in front of him. Putting us 3-1 up, a comfortable lead with a rotated side, mind you. We are looking good. I mean, we're looking like we should win the league. Even with our backups, we're still doing well. It's just some games, generally it's off a recent, it mostly is because people get tired. We've had dense blocks occasionally, and it's the like third game on the dense block, I think, that's causing them problems, or I'm just crazy and I'm making one or the other. Regardless, winning today go a long way to making me feel better. Look how short he is compared to everyone else. Oh my goodness, it's hilarious. He's on the transfer list because I don't want to play a player that short, but if we end up being stuck with him, then oh well. I do believe this team is good enough to stay. I mean, it's going to be a trashy Tier 2 team, but I think it is good enough to be a League 2 team. Most of our players have the potential to get that good. Some of our players are just outside being that good. And so if we go up and get an increased transfer budget, one thing I do worry about is finances. I don't know if we're going to have to rent a stadium, if we're going to have to do, or what we're going to have to do to be able to get in. Street is now tired. Street can come off for Ben Wilson, who likes playing the target forward even more than Street does. He just so happens that Wilson is also better at the pressing forward. Harry Ransom can come off for Levi Lang. That will be our 2 substitutions. Make a third one, but no one is too exhausted. Might switch off Andy. Or, I mean, I guess Andy's the only one who's one of our normal players. He might be worth swapping off. You know what? I'm going to do it. Normally plays for us. We'll bring on Linton. Just for last 25 minutes, 30 minutes. We're only 2 points ahead of Chesterfield now because they did win the game. Wilson now with a free kick. Okay, rolls out. However, 2 wins in a row put us back to winning ways. The good news is the last loss we had, I didn't feel enraged by. Nothing stupid happened. Larson almost gets it. There's been a number of them. The penalty ones. When we gave away so many penalties that game, I was smashing my desk. Very obnoxious when things like that happen. Job there, Folks. I'm happy with Folks as well. Folks is someone that I see as most of these players we're going to be growing with. Very few of these players are going to be immediately sold off. Some of the people that have like 4-star potential, those are probably going to be the ones that we're looking to get rid of. And even then, that's maybe 5-6 people. Our youth system, though, oh, don't ask about the youth system. They're good for the level below, and they're for the. Oh my goodness, Kemp! Look at him! Here he goes! Here he goes! Kemp for the assist. Not quite able to get it in. Oh, Sullivan's injured. That's unfortunate, but he's going to play out the last 3 minutes. I said so. Liang, Gowert, Wilson almost sends the ball out, but that is the end of the match. Perfect. Go to the dressing room, tell them that was done, because they love hearing that it's nicely done. I'm going to take a quick look. Solomon's out for a short time. Our goalkeeper, Harrison Folks, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, decent championship player. I mean, unless he throws a fit because another team wants to buy him out, he is staying with us forever. He's never going to leave, assuming he's able to fulfill his potential. But to get fulfilling his potential, we need to turn professional, so we'll see if that is capable of happening. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. With that being said, I will see you all next time.
Thanks for watching. You should watch another. Please.